So this is one of those things that makes me say, what? This is one of those things that makes me not trust the system and wonder what in the hell is going on. So look at this. So, as a matter of fact, I think the way I can clip it, it'll actually be on the screen right now anyway. Elon Musk not just posted this, but I think he posted this today. Deportations versus protests. Clinton administration, 12.5 million. Yo, I did not know he deported that many. That's more than twice as much as Obama. And they were calling him the deporter in chief. No, Clinton's the deporter in chief. So 12.5 million, 0 protests. Bush, 10 million, 0 protests. Obama, the deporter in chief, the one who gave Tom Homan the award, 5.2 million, 0 protests. Biden deported more than Obama, 7 million and 0 protests. Trump, the least out of them all, 1.2 million, thousands of protests. Yo, see? This is why I don't take either side. This is why I sit in the middle, a little to the right, because I'm a conservative person. But I just watch the political theater, and I never get too seriously involved or worked up over certain things that happen. Because I'm very well aware of the rabbit hole of conspiracy theories, okay? And certain things that are done, certain things staged, not staged, false flag, all that type of stuff. I'm very aware of that stuff. But the majority of the time in my videos, I tend to speak very surface level because I don't feel like getting into all of the possibilities. Maybe I will at some point, but I want to watch this video that came with it.
I want to read you the list of deportations by president. Clinton, 12.5 million, 0 protests. Bush, 10 million, 0 protests. Obama, 5.2 million, 0 protests. Joe Biden, Mr. Open Borders, yes, he let in hundreds of thousands, if not millions, but he deported 7 million.
20 million by some count.
Oh my God, but he deported 7, whatever, it doesn't count because he
Wow.
owned that. And then Trump, 1.2 million. And where were the cameras?
Well, this has to do with media, obviously. The media isn't as focused on the other deportations from other presidents, so
they praised them.
And some will say, oh, by the way, and it seems like I have to mention the same things in each video because I get new followers all the time and people don't get it and they don't critically think and all this other stuff, okay? I personally don't think that Renee Good or Alex Pretty needed to be shot and killed. I don't. They were cruising for a bruising. They were doing things that they shouldn't have been doing. They were effing around and finding out. You know what I mean? Like they just should have stayed their behinds home and minded their business or stood on the sidewalk and peacefully protested. Someone wrote me the other day and they said, yeah, you wouldn't have did nothing if the lady was pushed. What if you were out there protesting and they pushed Scarlo? First of all, Scarlo wouldn't be stupid enough to be in the street hollering, kicking, screaming, spitting at the authorities. She'd have been on the side with me. I'm a good leader, okay? I'm the leader in the relationship. I would tell her, stay on the side, dear. Okay. Hold your picket sign up. All right. Okay. There we go. That's what we would have been doing. That's why we wouldn't have been roughed up. And once the riots, the peaceful protests got violent, Time to go, babe. What you want for dinner? Because guess what? Could be bullets flying. Could be rubber bullets flying. Could be flashbangs flying. Could be tear gas flying. Could be pepper spray flying. And it could be fists and boots and billy clubs from law enforcement flying. And shields. I don't want to be near it. Because I don't want to be hurt and I don't want my woman hurt. You know, certain people don't realize that the whole due process thing, you don't always get a trial. I was looking into that. I was watching several videos. You don't always get a trial. So not everyone needs to get a trial. It is specific situations where you get a trial. And some people would say, well, it's U.S. citizens being... The U.S. citizens are getting in the way of law enforcement doing their jobs. As you can see, the other one was violent and feisty and spitting and kicking and damaging government property. If he had peacefully protested, he wouldn't have even given them a chance to do what happened to him. I do think it was wrong what happened to him. The problem is, somebody posted, I thought it was interesting. He said, it was kind of funny, but he said, the amount of find out was not proportional to the amount of F around. But it's a sad case and it's unfortunate that that happened to him. Right. You see what I'm saying? Like, if you kick a taillight, that doesn't mean that you should die. That's not proportional. It really isn't. I think he should have been arrested for that. You don't go around damaging. Why did they let him go? Why didn't they just arrest him then? Maybe that wouldn't have happened later. Or it could have made it worse. He could have been so mad that he was arrested that he could have went out there. But he wasn't thinking right. You're out kicking and spitting and damaging government machinery, property. Like ain't nothing going to happen to you for doing it. He bought a faulty weapon that was known for a hair trigger. And that is really effed up. If that's what happened, if they took the gun off of him and the hair trigger on it went off, spooked the cops, and they all fired off on him, that's one of those perfect storm type of situations. Like, when you let me tell you something. One thing that I learned a while ago, that was a perfect storm for tragedy. When you dwell in negativity and negative energy, bad stuff happens to you. I'm not talking about getting mad once in a while and then letting things go. You guys have seen me irritated about certain things going on in Hollywood and in the news. But you understand, when this camera is turned off, I'm done with it. You become what you think about most of the time. So when you dwell on negativity and your own anger and violence and what you want to do to other people and all this other stuff, you tend to get yourself involved in other violent situations. When you really focus on peace, the majority of the time, you have a peaceful life. Yes, you will run into bad situations, but it won't be as much, nowhere near as much, as the person that is always focused on negativity. I know dudes that always had problems with the cops, and I never had one. Why? Because they were always focused on doing something they shouldn't have been doing. That attracted cops. Funny how that works. But, yeah, so I find this to be very enlightening. I had no idea Clinton was the champ. It makes me want to go through all of them, keep going, and see what's happening. What's up with Reagan, man? Who was Reagan's? How many illegal immigrants were deported during Reagan's administration? Okay, I'm having this problem with my Google search now. This has been happening only for about a day or two. It don't hear me. Before it was like that. How many illegal immigrants were deported during Reagan's administration? It heard me that time. It's calculating.
While specific deportation numbers for the Reagan years are hard to find, deportations were generally lower then compared to later periods. The Reagan administration is known for the Immigration Reform and Control Act of 1986, which granted legal status to nearly 3 million undocumented immigrants.
Oh. Okay. Total deportations in the area were generally lower compared to the post-2000 administration. So it was a different thing then. While exact figures for removals during this specific term are not listed, let's see, amnesty program, roughly 3 million immigrants secured legal status under the 1986 law. So he hooked them up. And forced focus, the 1986 law. Yeah, they're not listing nothing. So I guess that's why it started from Clinton. Okay. I'd assume they've been deporting forever, you know what I mean? Man, the rabbit hole gets deeper and the plot thickens. And for those of you that think that I think that Trump is infallible, false. He's definitely got his faults. But come on, man. Like, the reason why people come to my channel is because I'm fair. That's why. Every single person on this planet has biases. Everyone. However, can you be biased yet fair? Yes, you can. You could be biased to a particular... Like I said, I don't think it was right what happened to Ms. Good and Mr. Pretty. Okay? But there are certain people that are on the right that are all in, like they say that they definitely deserved it. And I don't. See, I'm not like that home team-ish. I don't do that. I give you my honest opinion about something. I may be more of a conservative person. I don't just believe they deserve the death, though. Okay? They deserve to get arrested. And with him kicking government property and spitting, he's lucky he didn't get a super beat down. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's all I got to say about this. That's all I got to say about this. This is ridiculousness. Stay your behinds home. It's too cold out anyway. And we about to get another snowstorm? 10 million subscribers. Woo!